Hello everybody, this is my first video for Sea of Thieves, and this is top 10 Sea of Thieves tricks or less, and you'll probably want to stay all the way through the video to find out these tips, because they are pretty good, might I add. So let's get to the video. Okay, so this is a nice little haul that we got here. So as you can see, we got 2 Reaper's chests, we stole a Fort of the Damned, and we got a couple of really good stuff. We got loads of good stuff. We got like a whole haul right here, and yeah, right, let's basically get in. Tip number 1, probably the biggest tip: make sure your loadout is perfect. So obviously I'm gonna go here, and as you can see, you have a range of cutlasses, flintlocks, blunderbuss, and eye of reach. Personally, I use the blunderbuss and eye of reach, but you can use whatever you think you should. With the blunderbuss and eye of reach, you can get close and far. So yeah, this is a pretty good tip. Tip number 2, the maneuvers you can do on each ship. This is a sloop. As you can see, you can grab the ladder from the little ammo pouch. You can grab the ladder. You shoot someone down there, as you can see. Shoot someone from below deck, go onto the ladder, they'll wonder where you go. You can come up behind them, and then you can shoot them with the blunderbuss. Tip number 3, and this is a really important tip for skull forts or any PvP fight, any world event really. Use your surroundings. So I'm fighting the two-faced scandal here with my friend, and I don't know what to do because I'm running low on ammo. Very low on ammo, and then as you see, there's a keg here, going to be used very well here to kill the boss, and he shot it and he killed himself actually. And then obviously I died, but we still won the world event in the end, and it's a pretty useful thing. It will get things done quicker, and you can use kegs on sloops, brigs and galleons. And the bigger ship, it won't do as much damage, but you can do more and more damage on each and every ship. But there is many more things that you can use for your surroundings, like tridents, fire bombs, and you can search barrels for good stuff as well. Mostly that works as well, and you can do really useful things with all of these. Not a tip, but with these keys and any item, always make sure you are jumping around just in case you get shot by a sniper by an unknown enemy. And look out for these little ledges, because I got stuck in this and I had to go around it because it was really doing my head in. And then you're going to see how much loot we actually got from 15 minutes of work here. So yeah, just enjoy this satisfaction. On the way to the vault here, and there's a hot spring that sends me flying in the air. Luckily I wasn't too high up. If you've got to be careful of these, they can damage you and possibly kill you if you're in a rush. Not very helpful that the vault was all the way down here, but look at all this loot in 3, 2, 1. Look at all that loot. Tip 4 or 5, whatever one we're on, 5 I think, or 4, I think it's 4. Harpoon spots are the best. As you can see where I put that little crate, it's a good harpoon spot, and what harpoon spot means is you put it in like a little spot, and when you put all the loot into a little spot, and when you go back to the ship, you can harpoon it all back onto the ship, and it makes things a whole lot quicker than just getting all the loot, bringing it back to the ship one by one. So put it into a little harpoon spot and harpoon it really quick. Tip 5, storage crates, wood crates, bait crates, fruit crates, and cannonball crates. They'll be really helpful in your journey, and I would always pick them up at the start of a match, every single time. Tip 6, PvP. It's a PvP tip, this one. So, me and my friend were fighting this sloop here that, well, I was getting eaten by a shark on my way to this sloop, and I was debating whether I would die or not. So yeah, blunderbombs are pretty useful in these kind of things. I didn't hit this guy at all, unfortunately, but you saw him on the ship. My friend hit him in the face with a cannonball, I'm pretty sure. I forgot to lower the anchor there, which was a really big mistake of me, but make sure you always lower that anchor, and as you can see here, he was filling up pretty good. Use blunderbombs and firebombs if you're getting onto their ship. Even if you're not on their ship, shoot out your cannon. It helps a whole load. We didn't shoot firebombs, the Ashen Lord did here, and it helped us massively. I think he left the game, but the reason I didn't take this mermaid straight away is because when you sink someone, it's not over. They can spawn back. It's just a very small chance the timing is right. So you might want to wait behind their ship for about a good minute after you sink them, see if they've spawned back at all, and if they have, kill them again, and if they don't, then you should be pretty safe. Extra little scene, again, not a tip, but we finished Ashen Winds after we sunk that sloop, and we got some really good loot. I've got loads of gold pouches here from the Ashen Lord. And if you're doing an Ashen Winds, always park the Ashen Lord up to the beach and keep one crew member on the shore, keeping him distracted so he doesn't light your ship on fire like that sloop, and fire cannonballs at him until he's dead. And yet again, as you can see there, using the harpoon spot, putting the harpoon spot into play once again, and just gathering all the loot up in general, getting all the ammo pouches because it'll leave the beach messy. Never leave the beach messy, by the way. It just triggers everyone. And there was a lot of loot here, so I'm going to put it into another time lapse. Seven or eight, no clue. 8, I think. Always cook food. It is a great healing source. If you're ever in trouble in PvP, cook food. And this is, I will actually stress this so much because I do this all the time. I would always stress to cook food because it's the first thing that you should mainly do in case you're in PvP and you need to have genuine food, because it heals you about half your health and it gives you some like extra healing if you need it. And trust me, if you don't have food, cooked food in a fight, unless it's a pineapple, you're mainly not going to win that fight. And if you don't win that fight, you're not really going to get better. So my advice, always cook your food. It doesn't matter what kind of meat it is, as long as it's meat that's cooked, perfectly cooked, and it's eaten, it will give you half health. Me and my friend here, we got absolutely ambushed by a megalodon. It almost went under our ship and sent us flying, almost. And so I got both guns out, my double gun strap, because I had my cutlass out for the fort, and we're going after a Fort Fortune, and a megalodon comes out. Megalodons are a really good source of meat, And here we were fighting the Crested Queen, and on the screen now you will see all the other Megalodons, and the rarest one being the Shrouded Ghost. So yeah, this is just us fighting, but I think we came across a sloop at some point. I don't know what happened here. I got teleported under the water, which was absolutely terrifying, because knowing the Megalodon was under here with us. But yeah, I think we come across a sloop here, and I might time lapse this just a bare minimum, because this is a long clip, so enjoy whilst you watch. Here we had hopped onto a new boat as that sloop had sunk us with our other friend. We are now on a brig, and here for this tip I would say use your rowboats. It's going back to another advantage that I came up with earlier. Use your surroundings. If you ever find a rowboat, always use it, because here we have a rowboat and it made it so much quicker having the rowboat next to the dock, and we just took the loot and started hauling it into the Reaper. So here you go, there's another time lapse whilst we sell all of this loot. Anyways guys, whilst this is the rest playing, this is the end of the video, and I hope you all enjoyed these tips, and make sure you use them and like and subscribe. Bye! Sea of thieves, we sailing with the team. We're headed up north as far as the